Alrighty, that should be working. And yes, I always check that it's working. Okay, looks like it's working. Alright, so crazy late at night. I'm guessing crazy late at night. I don't know. Um, no, not crazy late at night. Here it's 10 o'clock almost. Yeah, so not crazy late at night. I feel like it's crazy late at night. I have had an annoying day yesterday. Dogs didn't want to let me sleep. Some of it was because of human sound, some of it was because of the dogs, whatever. They didn't want to let me sleep. So I went to sleep for a few hours, got woke up. Went to sleep for a few hours, got woke up, just like repeatedly every few hours at best. I was waking up with the dogs. Some of it, like I said, was because people outside. Some of it was just the dogs, I guess. So I've been exhausted the whole time and never feeling like I've gotten any sleep. And I was in bed the majority of the day because of it, because I just wanted to get a good few hours of sleep uninterrupted. It wouldn't work. So now I feel like it's really late, but definitely really late for being out of bed, I guess. So there's that. Decided I'll work on my cheetah somewhere. Um, for anybody that wanted to know about this custom company, I did put in the link, and they did finally restock their store. So they were like temporarily sold out of stuff, but they did restock their store, although they've raised their prices. I found one of their listings that the price was like on clearance, and then it went back to higher than the price of the other one. I don't quite know why multiple stores have like multiple listings for customs of like the same size, and it could be cheaper in one listing than the other listing. But yeah, that's what they do. And like I said, I think they were like around $15 originally, which I thought was a little crazy for a true 30 by 40. I mean, at least it's a true 30 by 40. At least it has the holes in the edges and the frayed edges, and it is a great square. I absolutely love their squares. I like that they're bagged and that they give you extra labels to put on containers, as well as labels are already on their bags. Like, so I enjoyed it. I think it might be worth a little bit of extra, but going from the 15, which I already thought was a little high, to 17 is like, you guys, I don't like your product that much. I'll buy a actual name brand painting for that amount of money, right? So, working on this though. Um, Forgot that I was waiting for Fallout to come out, and then Fallout finally came out. So I watched all of that, which was nice. We kind of binged that in one sitting. Go us. Uh, here we go. Yeah. Um, just decided to do this because why not, right? uh, as we're doing well, everything is annoying and chaotic here, and the dogs are sticking with the annoying, chaotic energy. But I just decided for the fun of it to do this. Oh, my cat is meowing. He has a cute little meow. He'll just like walk into the room and be like, ah! It's like, oh, hi. Not more than just like the one little, ah! It's like, oh, I hear you, you're here. Cool. He was doing that last night too. It's like, oh, I don't know if he's in the bedroom, but I just heard his meow, so he's at least in the hallway. Um, If you look at my Discord, I uploaded a photo of him as a cat loaf. Yeah, I kind of guessed that based off of the username. I'm like, wait a minute, you have a channel? I should look it up and see if I follow it. Like, yeah, I do that with everybody's name, especially when the names obviously point out diamond painting. Is like, okay, does it obviously point out diamond painting because they have a YouTube channel? So I tend to like to look up if they do or not. Well, then I definitely have to look it up. For me, names and stuff, words are very visual. I don't really read the spelling and wording. I strictly see the like length and shape of the words and like a photo recognized with it. So I could read the same name of somebody I talk to all the time, but if I actually am like reading the name or looking at it in a different way, it doesn't even register as the same name to me. I don't know if that's something to do with how bad my spelling and reading skill is, or, you know, any of that stuff, or it's just a random little personal quirk. But that's me for you. So, my cat was being funny like yesterday, though. He wanted to jump in a box. I had just got a larger size box that had some storage containers in it. And he's like, "Can I jump in that box?" And I had it sitting up next to the garbage can to destroy it and throw it out. He's like, "Can I jump in that box, please?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll throw the box on the floor so you could jump in the box." He was so happy, jumped in the box, started kicking around in the box and everything. It's like, is there even anything in there for you to do that with? And I look in the box and I left a little bag of magnets that are supposed to go on the door of the storage unit in there. It's like, oh, there was some toy related item for you in there. So there you go. I followed your channel. And hello. Florida, huh? Hopefully you have warmer weather than us. Our weather is being evil. We had some decent days and then we went back down to freezing. Just wanted to trick us. It's like, ooh, how about we get warm again? Oh, no. How about we freeze you out again? So mean. I mean, I'm not a warm weather person, but I will definitely try to check out a video later because I wasn't subscribed. So I do try to subscribe back to anybody that subscribes to my channel as well. If they have YouTube channels and have followers and stuff like that, I do try to look at that. I haven't been the greatest with my YouTube channel though, with everything I have going on over here lately. So Easter. The mini DP medicine. Yeah. They have some really nice minis lately. Like, I've never been into small paintings. I like my bigger paintings, but there's been some really nice minis. And the fact that a lot of these minis are like custom laid out, they actually look better than some of the larger size ones because they're hand mapped. That's the word I was trying to say, hand mapped. So they actually look better than some of the large ones lately. Talking about cat, he found something over by the front door. He's rolling around the floor, kind of kicking something around over there. I just hear like the cat flopping on the ground. Okay, I must have missed it. I'm sorry. Like I said, I do try to go back and follow people, but or it's one of those things where I did follow you at one point and YouTube decided that it didn't want me to anymore. I haven't really seen that as much with diamond painting people saying it, but I do know some of the people that I am friends with that have YouTube channels that I actually talk to off of YouTube have said that they had to resubscribe to my channel because all of a sudden they weren't subscribed anymore. So YouTube does do that. I've heard it a lot with gamers, and I've heard a few people say that with this. I don't feel like I've ever been unsubscribed to anybody, but maybe I have. Like, I subscribe to a lot of channels. Yeah, it's crazy to think how long I've actually been doing this. And for a while, I was doing it nicely, and then like life just decided to be complete chaos, and I just kind of, yeah, not editing the video, even if I have it, don't have it, or so. Apparently, I have decided my way to avoid having to edit a video right now because I just do not feel up to it and cannot concentrate on it, is to just do it live. I mean, like, then there's no editing. Although, obviously, there's no taking anything out if I say anything I don't want in it or anything like that. But when it's just me, that's fine. When it's mom, like, we get a little weird and there's definitely pieces I have to cut out, and then, like, she'll get a phone call or something like that. And so, when mom's here, I definitely end up having to edit some piece of the video out. And one of the videos that we did, the last video we have filmed right now for you guys, is like an hour long. We meant to make it 2 videos, but she got distracted looking something up on her phone. She was looking something up on her phone almost the whole time. And so, did you see my cat loaf picture then of my kitty cat? He's so cute. He looks like a big old cat loaf in that photo. I put a couch cushion on the floor for the dogs to lay on. It's padding. It's nice, large. Don't have the couch anymore. But the cushion's a free couch bed, right? Why not? So I threw it on the floor for the dogs to use. And they actually run to it when you tell them to go to the cushion and stuff like that. So nice little dog bed, and the cat decided to use it. Also on the Discord, somebody just uploaded like all of their December pictures or something like that. And mom said she liked the black and white cat with the Christmas tree. I really like that photo too. That was so pretty. Um, I should hang on. My desk keyboard tray squeaks, so if you hear the squeaking, I'm sorry, but it does that. Let's see if I can pull the Discord up for you guys. My computer should be displaying it, but we'll see if which display capture is on right now. Hey, I gotta go through this and organize some of this. I got 2 different video display captures showing. Okay. Let's get Discord here. And let's see. So if I turn that off, that's the video capture device. Okay. Let's display capture. I don't know which one is the correct Discord, so I'm just doing another display capture. Oh wait, I don't want display capture. I want app to capture an app. Using programs and never remembering how you do this. Not video. Windows capture. There we go. Select specific window. Discord. Okay. There we go. Now you guys should be able to see my Discord, right? I think that's working. Here, right? Here. Okay. Do you guys see my Discord? Yes. Okay. So mom finished a few of the art dot paintings. The cabin and the pretty little birds. Hi. Hi, both of you. 2 people at once. Then you got your snow. Look at that cabin. Ain't that pretty too? It's one of the other art dot ones. The Christmas tree. Winter wishes. Little gnomes. Wally. And her name starts with an E, right? Oh, I can't think of it right now. Cute little snowman. Look at the pretty house. And the Carolyn cat I did, and the little gremlin I did. I showed you those all on the channel. Mommy's cute little kitty cat. So those were the Xmas ones. And is it random art? Yeah, random art. Here you go. Look at this. This kitty cat and tree. Ain't that gorgeous? Like, not that any of these others aren't, but your eye definitely says this. And then the Roview from the Scooby. Those two definitely draw my most attention. But look at the cute little birdies. Obviously hand mapped again, nice straight lines on it. So again, even though it's so tiny, it actually works, because that would never work if you took that photo and just uploaded it to a company to make it that size. Nope. Cute little eraser, pencils, little snacks. All the cat eyes staring at you, little cat in the yarn. Oh, that's what Mom was talking about with the cat in the yarn. I didn't even notice it. I was like fixated on this guy and then this guy. You know, when you go back and you see more than what you saw the previous time you looked at it. So, and of course, Alice in Wonderland, but like a creepy vibe Alice in Wonderland. Again, a hand map, nice little house in the sun, little unicorn. That's Wednesday, isn't it? And then the lady yelling at the wolf. I've seen this in a real, like a full diamond painting, not a partial. It's interesting in a partial. Okay, I will, let's see. I will get the link to the server again and post it. Show you my diamond painting first, just in case I show something. I don't know if there's anything to show. How do I... invite the server. Set this link to never expire. Okay. There you go. So again, land and sea is what we're doing still for this month. And then I have ideas for like next month and the month after, but being as I don't know if I can record anything at all, I'm kind of afraid to say anything about doing them. Yeah, this one's a Temu one. This one is, I think, the last video I posted. Content. Yeah, the Temu Customs. This is from that Temu Customs I posted the last video. I unboxed it and I decided to start working on it, but you can tell based off of how long I've been working on it that I am not working on paintings as much as I used to. Don't have as much time to put into it right this second, because I should have this done already. It's only a true 30 by 40, so it's a 35 by 45 for the whole canvas, 30 by 40 drill area. This was the company and the link to the company for them. So, yep. They're a little bit more expensive, but they are really good custom squares. They are my favorite square. I like their square better than I liked Art Dot square. Sadly. True fact, though. So, and it's a cheetah cubs. I've never got any of their other paintings. Sorry about the keyboard tray. I've never got any of their other paintings. I've only got customs from them. But Mom and I have definitely worked on multiple customs. Their customs come with 3 different special drills. You get like a rhinestone looking drill, you get a fairy dust, and then lately they've been giving this like mirror looking drill, which I really do not like. Mom doesn't care for. They put way too much in it in most paintings. Like this painting has it in it too, but luckily not like a crazy amount, so hopefully it's okay. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I try to have it where you can post in the different categories. If you see there's like a category for every month that I did. Hi. I'm surprised there's quite a few of you guys here right now. I figured it'd be a little too late for most people, but then again, I didn't even realize the time. I have like a weird time blindness when it comes to what day, what year, what time it is. They are very cute cubs. I'm hoping I picked okay colors for them. I am hoping I picked okay colors for them. Let's see if I can do this. Because the way I'm using my camera to show you this, I can't just turn the light on. Let's see if I can do this to turn, give you guys like a light on them. So this is looking pretty white. So I'm hoping that I didn't like wash the painting out before I made it into a painting. But can you see these like reflective ones here? These little mirror drills. I'm afraid of those mirror drills. I might take them all out, but since there's only a few, you can definitely see it right here in his ear. Just there's only a few, I'm going to leave them, but Mom's had photos where they used a lot of those, and I do not like the mirror drills. So I do this in, I basically normally do like one half and then another half. Two sittings, 4 sittings maybe normally, like. But this painting I've been working on for, I feel like a few weeks now. Normally, especially if it's a round, a 30 by 40 is a 2-day project for me normally. However, I tend to try to do at least 140 by 70 a month is like my normal size, even though I could probably do 2 of them in a month. Squares take longer than rounds do. Lately, I haven't actually worked on a round. Thank you. Yeah, if you notice, I don't tend to say that YouTube-y stuff. See, I probably should, huh? But I just do this to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys, and I don't like asking for things like that. So, right now, I am working on one of these layers. Like I said, I'm hoping that this looks like an okay color. But I do really, really like this company. Hey, we got Tita. So, again, the way I'm using my camera right now, it doesn't show me to turn my camera light on. But they come in this bag here with the labels and everything already on them, and an extra set of labels in case you want to put them in containers. You don't have to try to peel them off the bag or write your own. The label has the letter and the number and all the details you need. Like, I really do like that company there. You see that? Is that cool? I do have another light that I can pull over. I just don't feel like pulling it over just for a second to show you this. But here's all the drills, and it actually comes with a label sheet with everything wrote out, and then you get an extra sticker of label sheets in it. So I really, really do like this company. Again, $15 for a true 30 by 40, which they kind of went up to 17, but it looks like maybe they went back down to 10 to 15 now. Like, it depends on the day you look at their page, apparently. But all I've done so far is their square and art.square lately. I haven't actually worked on a lot of other paintings. I did, okay, I'm going to show you guys because why not? I did actually start working on a round painting, did a tiny bit of it, and then stopped. I tried doing it in a square from another company, didn't like it, but I had one of my dogs pass away during Christmas. It really sucks when animals are all of a sudden sick and you have to put them to sleep without knowing it's coming, and then especially when it's around the holidays. And he was such a sweet boy, and so I got a custom made of him, and I was wanting to work on this, and I have an idea for working on it, and I started working on it, not sure I'm gonna like it or not, and set it aside. So Thank you. He was the sweetest boy ever. Big old doofball. Absolute. Actually, you guys have seen him when I was checking out those art dot headlights. I clipped his paws and dremeled his paws because he liked having his nails done. So you guys have at least seen a little bit of him. So I did that on top of making that photo. I put together a few songs. So my goal was to finish the photo of him. Don't cry, stupid me. my my goal was to finish the photo of him. And I had a thought in mind with how I was working on it and how I was going to lay out the video. And then put the songs that I made along with the photo. And then just upload that as a video, just like a in memory of my boy type thing. And I figured I would have had that done by now, but it's just like yeah. Sometimes you just don't want to look at it, right? I don't know. So when he passed away, unlike some of my others where I still can't look at pictures of them without getting sad, when he passed away, my brain went just like, let's go crazy and make a custom photo of him. Let's try to work on a custom photo of him. Let's try to make some songs for him. And like my brain went the opposite way that it does with some of my other ones. And okay, hopefully it's nothing bad. Hate when you just randomly get a phone call. Hopefully it's just family saying hi. But yeah, I have an idea that I want to do that. I'm sure I'll do it at some point, but I did have another custom of him that I tried working on, and I just did not like it at all. It looked way worse than that. Like, none of the details were there. So, I had to just give up on that one. I was about half done with it, but I had to give up on it because it just wasn't right. And now my eyes have water in them. Evil eyes. He was a really big softy. Like, he literally was the nicest, calmest, sweetest boy ever. He just never wanted anything other than love. If anybody tried to be mean to him, he'd just ignore them. Like, he'd run into the human for help, just like, hey, I'm here. Help me get this dog away from me. So, little 20-pound dog could knock him over. He was just like, but at the same time, he would knock a human over in 2 seconds because he didn't know that he was 80 pounds. He thought he was just a little lap dog. So, all my other dogs are very high energy, want to do what they want to do, and he was just the sweet, cuddly boy that got along with anybody. I had a few dogs in the neighborhood get out and run away, and I'd just take him out to attract them because it didn't matter what their personality was. He was fine with them. It actually helped a few people a few times get their dog back, even though he never met that dog. The dog's like, oh, there's another dog, and came running up to him. Yeah, it's a risky situation because what if that dog was mean and wanted to attack mine? But I knew it wasn't a mean dog. They had never actually met before. So. My other dogs are all smaller too. Like I said, he was about 80, 85 pounds. My other dogs are around the 60-pound mark or something, but they're also little barrel dogs that are closer to the ground. He was too, though. He definitely had that bully breed, low to the ground, stocky. Because my sister's dog is 80 pounds, and she stands where you could pet her. I like dogs that stand where you can pet her without bending over. He was 80 pounds, and yet he was up to my knee or something. He was just like, I have a little 20-pound dog, and she stood almost the same height as that 80-pound dog. He was a short, stocky boy. And that's without being overweight. He was a decent weight at around 80 pounds, got up to 85 sometimes. So. He thought everybody and everything was good. I think he was just, everything is so nice. I'm happy. I just love everything. Oh, this thing doesn't like me. My parents will keep me safe from it. But it was funny because our little 20-pound dog would literally run over to him, knock him on the ground, and have him rolling on his back, falling over because she's like attacking him. And she loved cuddling with him. He was her pillow. She would always sleep like curled right up into him. Yeah. Those big mastiffs, they can be really little sweethearts, can't they? Or really big sweethearts, whatever you want to say. One of his favorite things to do was to just sit outside and watch. He loved laying in the sun, having the sun shine on his fur, and just watch people walk by or cars drive by. Or he absolutely loved humans and other animals and everything else too. And he walked really nicely on a leash. He was my mom's favorite dog to walk when she came over, because we'd do kind of like pack walks where I'll have my dogs and my sister and my mom will come over and they'll have their dog, and so we'll go for a walk, and we'll have, at that point, since we had him and my two girls and my sister's girl, we had 4 dogs, 3 people, walking dogs. And so he was my mom's favorite. My mom would get him to walk. This is the funny part for you. I would walk my one girl and my sister's dog, and then my sister would walk my one girl because my one girl is absolutely terrified of everything. She is an Aussie that is very anxious, and wind chimes are death coming to claim her. So I would take the 2 dogs while my sister had the one nervous dog, so that she could focus a little bit more on, hey, I'm here, I'm holding the leash, you're safe, you're with the group. And that worked really nicely. Obviously, I didn't want mom to have 2 dogs. Didn't want to have the possibility of leashes getting tangled or have her trip, because mom already doesn't walk very well. She has like drop foot and stuff, so she trips over her own feet quite a bit. And the big boy, also being, sturdier big boy, gave her something she could kind of grab onto when she was slightly tripping. So she normally had him. Yeah, I absolutely love those just like little goofy, happy clowns that don't seem to have a care in the world. I like literally would sometimes just crawl on the ground and lay dead over top of him and wrap my arms around his neck. So I'd be just like sitting crouched over him with my arms wrapped around his neck. But his favorite place was to sit in your lap. So if you sat on the ground, he would literally come and sit his butt right in the middle of your lap, so you could just like lay around him. And when you were laying in bed with him, he would literally fall into you. He could not get any closer whatsoever. He would literally fall into you. So, the girl that's by me right now, the little scaredy Aussie girl, she will lay on me, and she likes to jump up in my lap and sit on me. My other girl doesn't really want any physical contact. She just wants me to throw her ball. It's like, other than that, I'll lay on the opposite side of the couch of you. I will lay on the foot of the bed and not really touch you. I'm not really interested in human contact. So she's still a sweetheart, but she's very, let's play, let's move. And no, I don't need to cuddle. And if you're not going to play with me, I'll throw the ball myself and play myself. The nervous one, she's an Australian Shepherd. And she just, I don't think her parents were the to best ones to breed, because her anxiety definitely is bred into her. It's not socialization. It's taken us, we've had her for 2-3 years. It's taken 2-3 years. We've had her since she was a puppy, but it's taken till recently to get her a little bit more okay with walking around wind chimes. Like, she is just that scared of sounds, people. She sees anybody outside, she immediately runs for the front door to go back in the house where it's safe. You go for a walk and somebody walks by, or somebody's just standing out in their yard, she immediately tries to turn around and jet for the house. Like, she's just a terrified little girl. She's also a compulsive licker. She wants to lick everything to death. So, definitely a little anxious girl. Yeah. She's the complete opposite of my last Aussie. I used to have an Aussie, and he, again, was your goofball. You could just do anything with him, and he'd just flop over and smile at you and give you that Aussie wiggle, and just happy boy. Loved everything, was fine walking around people, was very good about just laying under your feet while you were ordering ice cream at the ice cream parlor or anything else. Like, he was a very good boy. And he didn't really bark much or anything. She's the complete opposite. She's terrified of everything. She barks constantly. She's the one that gets the other dogs to howl. You've heard in some of my older videos the dogs howling. It's because of her barking turning into howls. She gets all the others to join in and howl. Right. Yeah, I'm talking about you, you little girl. So, complete opposite. But apparently, both of those are very standard for the breed. You either get a very anxious one, or you get one that is just a goofball. Like, that apparently is very normal for the breed. And some of them have like the anxious bred in, where you can't just socialize it out. Other ones, they get very anxious if you don't socialize them well as a puppy. And since he was socialized well as a puppy, he didn't really have this gene that just made him anxious. He knew, okay, people are fine. We can walk around people, no problem. She, even doing that as a puppy, she just has that gene where, nope, they're scary. So, it is funny how different some breeds are. He also was from working in show lines, um, whereas she is from supposedly working lines, but honestly, I really think the breeder that bred her wasn't as interested in working dogs as they were for selling them for money. Like, she came from a bad place. Um, then the German Shepherd mix that I was talking about, she was supposed to be purebred German Shepherd, but there's no way. Her mom must have ran off and found another male before her supposed to be dad got the job done, because a lot of people think she's mixed with Corgi because she has these really big saucer ears. So she could be German Shepherd Corgi, or she could be German Shepherd Heeler. Those are like odds for what she is, because she's a very low to the ground, barely girl, high energy, high herding instinct and prey drive, and not really interested in human contact. She can fulfill her own needs and play fetch by herself if you won't throw the ball. And all she wants you to do is throw the ball. She doesn't actually want to love on you or be loved on. So, very different personalities. And then, of course, I also got the pup that you guys probably know, that was in some of my videos when she was a little girl. And she is also anxious, but her anxious turns into aggression. And she's an obsessive cuddler, but again, she's a pit bull. I think she's a staffy, um, and a German Shepherd mix. So she's very Velcro-y, very I need to lay on my humans and have contact at all times. When I'm sitting here trying to diamond paint with her sitting next to me, my hand has to be on her. Otherwise, she starts bumping into me, going crazy, and asking for attention. And talking about dogs, I don't know if you can hear. The one kind of says, it's her turn to come sit on the couch with me. So I am going to run away for a second. All right, come on, baby. Let's go, kennel. And yes, you guys are coming with me. And there might be loud barking as I switch one dog for another dog. Come on. Good girl. All right. I got an empty dog food bag I just emptied sitting next to their cage. If you heard the crinkling bag, I want to throw it outside and use it to put some of the wood I have outside, because dog food bags, especially those like hard plastic ones, are so good to put your extra pieces of wood stuff in to throw away. Garbage bags, they just break through. Those dog bags make great bags to throw your wood stuff in. So, do I have any more of this letter left? Or am I? Oh, yep. Am I finally done with this letter and moving on to the next letter? So, like I said earlier, which none of you were really here for that part, tonight, last night, whatever, has been a go to bed for an hour or two, wake up, get woke up by dogs, go to bed for an hour or two, wake up, get woke up by dogs, lay in bed, get to fall asleep, go grab one dog, go grab another dog. Like, that has been that. So I've been laying in bed the majority of the day, but still feel like I've gotten no sleep, but also not interested in sleeping anymore. And because my brain hasn't wanted to focus on anything, I just decided I was going to do another live with you guys. Like, I have issues with my brain focusing on stuff. I have multiple videos going at one time and like start one, stop it, start another one. Like, so that's not too unusual, but sometimes I just literally cannot make myself focus. There is like I'll sit there and just like stare at the video but not pay any attention to it whatsoever, and I just cannot make myself pay attention to it. So I'm kind of in one of those moods again where every video I've put on, I've like stopped after a few minutes. It's like it's just not holding my attention. So I decided I'd do this with you guys. Although I haven't grabbed any food or anything yet, so I'm gonna have to do that at some point. I don't remember the last time I ate. Probably yesterday at some point. Other than like a bite of yogurt and a bite of oh, what's the pasta called? Mascacholi. I microwaved them for my boyfriend before going back to bed. Well, not the yogurt. They're both food items I gave him that I took a bite of. Other than that, because I was trying to sleep, I haven't really had anything to eat since I tried to go to bed. And like I said, I've been trying to sleep the majority of the day. Was gonna go out with mom this morning. I'm just like, I really wasn't able to get any sleep. I want to try to stay in bed, so we'll just do running tomorrow. And now tomorrow I'm going to be exhausted because my body finally decided, well, I give up on trying to sleep, and it's what, 9 at night or something like that, and I'm probably no, it's 11 o'clock already, almost 10:41. My body's like, yeah, you're probably not going to get any sleep before tomorrow, so I'm probably going to be up all night into doing stuff with mom tomorrow, and then come home and be like, I got no sleep, I'm tired, I want to go to bed. Now, I never have a sleep schedule, and going to sleep when the sun's up is something I normally do like to do, especially in the summer when it's warm out. I like to take the dogs for a walk right before the sun comes up and then go to bed when the sun comes up, because that's the hottest part of the day and I don't like the sun. So I've always been a night owl. It wasn't unusual when I was in school for me to go to school, then come home and go to bed. Like, that's not unusual. So, not really saying much. It's just not how I expected to do this week. I love when you go to put drills away and or you literally pour them in the bag and then you find more of that letter and it's like, I don't want to reopen the bag just to fill in a few missing drills. And then you have people like Tita who likes to switch her colors all the time, and I'm the opposite. It's like, I want to do all of this one color in as big a portion as I can so I don't have to constantly open bags. I don't want to constantly open bags. Thank you. Now my girl is trying to make a nest next to me to lay down. Although she's a weird one. She will do the whole let's make a nest moving the blanket type thing, right? And then she will lay next to the blanket, not in the nest she just made. Yeah. Connection equals laying on my human and being happy. I can feel your presence. I like Velcro dogs. I've said it before. I like Velcro dogs, so I'm not upset when I have a dog that wants to be my shadow and literally is tripping me by standing under my feet every second. That's my type of dog. So my old two dogs, one was an Australian Shepherd. Again, he was just a goofball, just somebody that could make you laugh at anything, that didn't know where his wiggly butt was and always would knock stuff off of desks and everything else. And then I had a girl, she was an Australian Shepherd Pit Bull mix, and she was very human oriented, always, like, with me though, not everybody else. Like, she was fine with other people, but if I were to go out of the house and leave her inside, she would literally sit at the front door and whine till I came back. um she also purposely trained herself to do deep pressure therapy and like literally lay on you to ground you, or if my stomach hurt she would purposely lay and just like push her head as hard as she could into my stomach just to, like, she was a very sweet, and she taught herself those things. Like, she was just that focused on making me feel better. Really miss, that connection. Like I said, the one I have now loves to lay on me and needs to lay on me for her happiness, but very, very different way that they're showing that connection and that emotion and stuff. Yeah, and it's amazing how different the connection is with all of them. How this one wants your attention, whereas this one wants to give you attention. This one needs you to feel comfortable, whereas this one's like, as long as I can see you, I could be far away doing my own thing and I'm happy, but I do want to be able to see you. Like, they are so, so different. I make a what might be kind of a mean little comment with my dogs I have now, which right now they're all girls, so my girls, that if I were to be able to mix them all, I would have the perfect dog. Right now they all have some huge flaws and some great aspects to them. But as individuals, they all are flawed. But isn't that true for everything? It's like the girl that's laying with me now that doesn't want human contact. To me, that's a flaw. I like dogs that want human contact. But overall, she has other aspects, like the fact that she can entertain herself and doesn't constantly need attention, which definitely helps. I can be diamond painting, she's cool. I could be cleaning the yard, she will just roll the ball around the yard herself if I don't throw it for her. Like, that is great when you have a dog that will entertain themselves and doesn't always need you to anchor them. But at the same time, kind of feels a little lonely sometimes not having that dog right under your feet telling you, hey, pay attention to me, or at least know that I am always with you. And of course, like the anxious one, you have to say she has issues because she's anxious. Like, obviously, that is technically an issue. I have anxiety issues too. I understand. Anxiety issues are annoying. Having something to ground you and make you happy is very nice to have. But her cuddliness and her lovingness and her Aussie smile and happiness, like, if you could put that with this girl's, I don't want to say calmness because none of them are calm. They are all high energy. But her ability to self soothe, like if you could mix that with that, you would have just like a great dog. Not that you don't have a great dog with all of them being how they are, but you would just have like this rock solid dog if you can mix those aspects. But the funny thing is, they try to breed some dogs, purposely mixing breeds to try to get something like that. And instead of getting like the best from everyone, you get the worst from everyone. It's like, let's try to breed cuddliness into this dog. Oh, nope, now we got a dog that's just extra reactive, right? Like, it's very interesting how genetics mess around with animals. How you would think, okay, well, this parent is a really calm dog, and this parent is a dog that's alert, so you should have a calm, alert dog. Nope, you have a high strung dog that can't pay attention to save its life. It's like, wait, how did those two produce that one? I mean, I'm all for mutts. You get some nice mutts, you get some really nice traits in them, but also there's some purebred dogs, you mix them together, and it just seems like they always want to give you the worst of the two breeds. Which is what people say about my German Shepherd Pit Bull mix. It's like she has that hyper focus and that alertness and that drive that just makes her hook onto things and not want to let go of them. So, and then my issue is I like the hyper breeds. I always have. The German Shepherds, the Australian Shepherds. Would absolutely love to have a Rottweiler and a Dobe because they're loving dogs. I've had a Rot German Shepherd mix. She was an absolute sweetheart. Got hip dysplasia and had to be put to sleep at just 3 years old, though. She was a shelter rescue girl as a pup, but it sucked. She literally got so bad with hip dysplasia just at 3 years old that she was screaming in pain. She was laying in the bedroom and just howling. So, thing I wish is, like, people complain about the backyard breeders or the mixing the breeds, and I've actually heard that the person that came up with like the Doodle, which is like one of the main mixed breeds that ended up coming up as like this breed everybody wanted, that he actually regrets doing it because now there's so many designer breeds. Like, everybody wants a designer breed. I personally don't care about if it's purebred, if it's designer bred, if it's, the thing is, people really need to health check their animals before they breed them. There is no reason to breed a dog that doesn't come back with like clear hips, and also the fact that we're like now breeding German Shepherds to stand in the way they do, so we're causing more back issues, and then we're breeding little smudgy nose dogs because they look so cute and stuff like that, and not caring about how that affects the wrinkles, which get infected, the lack of an airway, which, oh, ain't that a cute snort? No, it's them suffering to breathe. Humans wear CPAPs and BiPAPs at night because they can't breathe, and then we have a dog. It's like, oh, listen to the cute snort. No, no. So, hey, I'm just sitting here complaining about animals. Yeah, overly anxious dogs. There is so many of them now. I feel like we're breeding so much more anxious dogs lately. Like, I don't remember dogs being as anxious in the past as they are now. All my dogs seem to have a slight anxiety problem anymore, and my sister's dog as well is like fully medicated because of it. And it just like I don't remember that ever being an issue with any of the dogs I've had growing up. At least not that badly. My sister likes to joke that we use all of our good dog luck up already, and that's why we now have the dogs we have. Sounds like a beagle, right? I feel like those are troublemakers, aren't they? Like that is something the breed's kind of known for. Just like my Aussie is known for its anxiety. But if I go back over dog breeds that I had from when I was born to now, I guess I haven't had a lot of breeds, and most of them have been working breeds. Yeah. Um, so when I was a kid, when I was born, we had a, I believe it was a Great Dane German Shepherd mix. He was a nice big boy. And then we had a little Yorkie that wouldn't shut up, that had to constantly be barking at something. And then we had like just like a little curly hair, medium curly haired dog. Um, and we had a lab for a little while, a retriever for a little while. We had red nosed pit bull, Rottweiler German Shepherd mix, Wolf German Shepherd mix, Rot German Shepherd mix, a lot of German Shepherd mix stuff. And some of those were definitely guesses on breeds, not known breeds. Some of those were known breeds. Um, one of my favorites was the Wolf German Shepherd mix. She was a very good dog. I like how the wolves are pack oriented and they kind of have their own rules that I just like better. Like one of the funniest stories with her, we had a neighbor that had a house key to come in to let her out when we were gone. So this neighbor was able to come in the house, let her go to the bathroom, and then let her back in the house. No problems. She was fine with this neighbor. Well, one day, one of her companions, which she was with the pit bull and the Rot Shepherd. At the time, we had the pit bull, the Rot Shep, and the Wolf Shep. And one day, one of them decided to knock the screen out of the window while we were gone. So he walked over to the window to put the screen back in the window. And she stood in the window growling at him. She would not let him put the screen back in the window. He went and got his key, came in, let her outside, and then he was able to deal with the window. Like, This dog was fine with him coming in the house through the front door. But him trying to touch that screen of the window, don't you dare, you evil bad person. And like, you can't just say, okay, she's guarding the window, because that's not how humans are supposed to come in, and cool, she gets that aspect. No, because I would crawl through the same window quite often when I forgot to get my keys. It's like, oh, I forgot my keys again. Well, I'm jumping through the window. And she was fine with me jumping through the window. But with this guy, he's allowed in the house to let me go outside and go to the bathroom and stuff, but he's not allowed near the window, especially from outside. Such fun little quirks. Nice names. So, do you have strictly that breed because you like that breed, or is it more of a reason like you actually use them for a purpose? Because me having like German Shepherds and German Shepherd mix are strictly because something about the breed seems to attract me, even if I don't go for it. It's what I end up going for. I know some people though, they're like, well, we do in fact do hunting, or we like doing the scent training aspect, or we like the focus, or like there's a reason for the breed. That's why people have like a specific breed, or yeah. Mine right now are all 4 letter names. Well, basically all 4 letter names. One is 5, but we use it as a 3 letter name. Uh, so let's see. I'll go from the oldest one, which is the one that's laying next to me right now, the German Shepherd, mixed with some other, like either a blue heeler or a corgi or something like that. Um, she's Cleo. Uh, then her sister, the Aussie, is Zora, and then the pit bull German Shepherd is Zaya, and then the little one is Minpin Basinji, and she's Roxy, but I tend to just call her Rox or Rodent. They all have nicknames. I don't know if you guys nickname your dogs. The old one was Thor. He was nicknamed Bulldozer. Um, or Monster. They're monsters. A few of them have like monster thrown into their nickname. I I don't really think I've been a lot around a lot of beagles. Like, I've been around one like of the like miniature size beagles that was an old man that we found running around the street that ran away from home. He was a really nice dog. I think we had a neighbor or something that had one that just was very talkative and didn't know how to shut up. But I had no real interaction with it other than hearing it a few yards away. So they're not really a breed I've seen a lot. And because there are so many breeds, I can say that about a lot of breeds, obviously. Like, main breeds around where I lived, hmm, we had smaller dogs. People had their smaller dogs. There's a house down the street from us that likes a specific breed too. I'm going blank on what breed it was, but again, smaller dogs. A lot of pits, a lot of labs, shepherds. Um, I think that's basically like what our neighborhood had. Now there's like a Chow, Rottweiler. There was a dog I really liked that was a wire-haired dog. Kind of reminded me of the Benji dog, but bigger. He was a sweetheart. I used to say hi to him all the time walking home from school. But yeah, he had that really rough wire hair. I like long-haired dogs. Not necessarily like the German Shepherd with its crazy shedding like that, but I like long-haired dogs. I love brushing dogs. However, because I have a slight dog allergy, brushing dogs is not nice to me. Makes me feel kind of sick when I brush my dogs, but I love brushing dogs. My dogs now aren't a huge fan of being brushed, though. They tolerate it, whereas my old dog definitely tolerated it, but more so seemed like she didn't care or she enjoyed it. Although I guess saying that is wrong too, because the pit, which has the really short hair, she loves being brushed. It's just more physical contact, and she's obsessed with physical contact. So, and the dog names I have now for my dogs, I basically picked them based off of meaning. Like if you look up what the name means and stuff like that, that's where I came up with the dog names for the dogs I have now. So, let's see. Normally I don't have them predetermined, but I think I had one or two of these dogs' names predetermined before I picked the dog. Normally, if I do try to research a dog's name, by the time I get the dog, it's just like, no, this is the name that comes through for you. This is what you are. So, normally, I definitely don't pre pick names, but. Aha. We had a cat named Loki. He was a definite Loki. He fit his name perfectly. Always had to cause mischief. He he was a funny story. Our other cat picked him. We had one cat at the time, and so we were gonna get a friend for him. And the person had some accidental kittens from a female that got out while she was in heat, and they brought the last two kittens they had at the litter over to our house. Opened the carrier and let the two kittens out to see which one Cole was his name, which one Cole picked to be his friend. It was so funny. He saw the female kitten, he hissed at her. He saw the male kitten, he literally just started licking its head and cleaning it. It's like, okay, so I guess the male is the one we're keeping. And the male was a black cat with a little white dot, kind of like the cat I have now, but he was the more skinny frame one. And so my cat at that time had picked which one he wanted to be his friend. He ended up with the name Loki because his original name was Bear, which that name is used and has been used multiple times. So in different forms. So it's like, yeah, no, he needs a name change. And he was named Loki because he was a Loki. Like the name didn't just like fit him. He was named it because it fit him. So he was the one that would like crawl everything, jump everything, hit you when you walk by him, like not aggressive, just being a pain in the butt, just purposely picking on you just for the hell of picking on you. Like that was our Loki. Yeah, I've I normally don't have my males fixed, but I definitely get my females fixed. I've only ever one time had my one female that's laying next to me right now, had her with my male while she was in heat because she ended up going into heat like right when I had her spaying appointment. I try to let my dogs use their hormones to fully grow before fixing them. So her heat just managed to come right before her fix did. And oh boy, having a female in heat with an intact male that wants to fix the issue, that's a fun nightmare of having to play, no, you gotta stay in your cage, no, you gotta stay in your cage, and the whining and the trying to get out to get to the female type thing. Like, yeah, I would not want to own an intact male and female at the same time. That would be horrible. But fixing a female dog is very beneficial because, unlike how humans have heats, female dogs, the way their heat goes, they actually build a lining up in their stomach. And so the more heats they have, the more this lining they build up. And if they don't have puppies and stuff to get rid of it, that lining actually starts containing bacteria, and you can get the dog just randomly getting sick and passing away before you know what happens. It's not something you can just like catch normally. It's just a death sentence. So getting a female dog fixed is quite beneficial, whereas there's not much benefit to fixing a male dog. Like they say there's less testicular cancer and stuff like that. But at the same time you are neglecting the bones when you're getting rid of those hormones and stuff like that. And the rate of this cancer versus that cancer with them for keeping a male intact is pretty similar. So I've tended to leave my males intact. Whereas, like I said, females tend to get fixed before their first heat, preferably. But around the year-old mark, if you can make it there. And when they have their first heat tends to depend on their size and their weight and stuff like that. So a smaller dog has their first heat a lot sooner than a larger dog does. So with stuff like Dobermans and huge Mastiffs, you could sometimes have up to 2 years before they go into heat. Whereas that's not the same case for a little Chihuahua or something like that. I don't know how I'd handle it if I had a dog that had puppies and then you have to get rid of the puppies. I would just be like, yay, in some ways, I guess, that you don't have as many crazy mouths to feed running around, but at the same time, it's like you got attached to them, right? So now you're going to kind of miss them, right? I used to breed rats, and I used to not breed them, but I used to get pregnant guinea pigs and raise their babies up because I was friends with a person that ran a pet shop, and I'd see the pregnant guinea pigs, and it's like, they're babies, the moms, they don't need the stress of being sat in a pet shop cage. And then if I could take them home and feed them and then give them back the babies to sell, I did it basically in exchange for the food for them. So I'd take the pregnant guinea pig home, I'd make sure the babies got outside time and were handled, and then I'd give them back the babies and the mom and get another set. So that way they didn't have to be trapped in a cage with a bunch of weird, scary humans walking around in an unknown area. And they all got used to contact. So I did that with guinea pigs, but I did actually breed rats. Um, we had Dumbos and Rexes and the ones with the blue fur. And I just say that because the blue fur is a harder gene to get in rats. I bred hamsters a few times. Unlike rats, hamsters are actually solitary animals. So, unlike rats, which are very group oriented and like having friends and companions, and hamsters more likely like to fight each other. So, yeah, if you ever think hamster versus rat, rat definitely. Um, I bred quail for a little bit, little button quail, but people probably won't like that. They were snake food. Um, I kept certain adults and stuff as my pets to watch because they are very fascinating and entertaining to watch. But yeah, I bred the baby for pet food. The rats were not bred for food though. They were friends. They were being sold as pets. My funniest story with one of them, I had one, she'd go everywhere with me. She'd follow me around like a dog when you sat her on the ground, and she'd sit on my shoulder otherwise. And she had a few litters of babies for me. One of the babies, which I had, again, dealt with a pet shop, so they sold some of her babies and stuff. One of the babies came back because it apparently bit the human that had it. And so I went to put it back in the cage with its mom, my female's cage, because again, rats are group animals, they're social. And it was so funny. This was a full grown baby, probably a year and a half later. Like, it's a full grown baby. The mom seemed to know it was her baby. And she was in her nest area. She wasn't on any babies or anything. She was just in her nest area. And she reached out, grabbed her full grown adult baby by the back scruff of the neck, and pulled it under her in the nest. And I had put a bunch of different females together. Like, I had multiple tanks of males and females, and like they were rotated and stuff. But that one specific rat, it's like she knew that was her kid. That was so interesting. I also had one rat that was just sterile. Don't know if it was a male or a female actually, but you could put it with males or females. It never bred. Never got anybody pregnant or got pregnant. Very weird thing. Am I out of the letter I'm working on now? Scanning the photo to try to find any more of this letter. So I think I might end this soon. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one more letter. And there's a letter that I already did. Grr. Um, I think I might end up having some salmon patties. Salmon patties with white sticky rice. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Mom and I made salmon patties not too long ago. Oh, come on. I saw one down here. I hate when I see a letter I missed. Go to put it back in there and then can't find it. There we go. Okay. I hope they look good when they're finished. I was saying it earlier. Hi, by the way. I was saying it earlier that I'm a little afraid that I might have made the colors a little too washed out when I got it because this is pretty white fur, but hopefully they look good finished. Because before I get my customs made, I like to adjust the color. And I feel like maybe I adjust this in the wrong way. Let's see. looking for the next color I want to work on. I try to go for what stands out the most to me on my canvas. What letter, not what letter do I see the most per se, but what stands out the most. So, in this case, something about the specific yellow, orangish color here stands out to me. Obviously, I don't think you're going to see that in camera, but again, I'm going to use these just because. So, you can see it's kind of like this cream white. Then you can see the little bit of the mirror things for the shine, which I'm questioning if I'm going to take those out because I don't like those. But at least unlike Mom's painting with the wolf and stuff I showed in that video, which had huge patches of them, these ones seem like they're actually kind of placed in little areas. So, but if you can tell, looking at it like this, this is why I don't really know what my painting is going to look like till I'm done with it, because normally I'll do this section and like roll it up or lean it over the board before I do the next section, and I don't really look at it with the lights on. Like right now there's no flash on the camera or anything, it's just the light from the backboard, which makes stuff look so different than what it actually looks like once you put the light on it. So when I say I don't really know what my painting looks like till I look at it with you guys, that's kind of what I'm talking about, is the fact that right now you can see this is a light color, but is that a peach? Is it a white? Then you got your like black color and brown color here. It just looks very different when you actually put light over it. What letter are we working on now? So, I don't know, hopefully it looks good. Otherwise, if not, I mean, it'll still look good either way. I don't think it's going to look bad in any way, but the colors might look a little too washed out or faded, possibly, is my thoughts. That's a good way of putting that, I think. But after I'm done with this for now, go get some food, maybe some tea, do a little bit more organizing, cleaning, putting stuff away. And then, oh, while I'm doing that, I'm probably going to put some type of movie on or something like that. Oh, I love it. Actually, that's what I could be listening to while I'm doing like a live stream or something, because there's no copyrights or anything on it since it's so old. Absolutely love mystery theater. Bleh. I can't speak. The crinking of the door. And then of course I got used to the one narrator, so when the other narrators say the intro, it's like, this isn't the one I'm used to. But I think they had 3. Yeah. Still the for who the bell tolls type one. The path less traveled by. That's still, that one episode is still my favorite episode. I should maybe start recording some videos, diamond painting, listening to them with you guys again, or maybe just do a live stream like this where I'm just listening to it with you guys. I don't know how many people actually care for them, but it's nice to know some people likes them, and I like listening to them. It gives me an excuse to listen to them, and then I would know how long to sit here and diamond paint, because I diamond paint for an episode. So when I have to come up with stuff to talk about, we could just listen to an episode together. I'm sure there's other old radio shows too. Hi, Queen. That was just the one that we listened to, because that was the one Grandpa listened to and had every episode recorded. That's how I started listening to it, was the recordings that he made off of the radio show. And then, of course, I found them online. It's like I can get all of the episodes and I can listen to them, and they're old enough that there's no copyright or anything, so I can listen to them on YouTube and everything without worrying about them like trying to do some weird strike against the channel or trying to take your videos down or anything. It's like cool, and they're so fascinating. Yeah, we were talking about Mystery Theater. It's an old radio show. I have a few episodes of videos, paint-alongs, or whatever you want to call them, where I was listening to a few episodes. They're kind of Twilight Zone-ish stories. So, what was the name? Like Sammy Grimes or Samuel Grimes or something like that was the lady's name. Uh, Mom is kind of getting back to normal finally. She still has stomach issues even after her surgery and stuff, and she still gets where she eats too much of the wrong thing. She feels horribly sick, but she's kind of getting back to a normal. The feeling sick when she eats, I think she's just always going to have because my sister has, I have, it's just like something that runs in our family. She just was never as bad as she now is, I guess. And so it's kind of new to her. And it sucks, but just kind of how it is. My sister manages it more with her diet, but she is on such a horribly strict diet that Mom and I just, yeah, no, no, thank you. You got to get that really expensive, specific bread substitute and egg substitute and onion substitute and garlic substitute. And like, she can't have like anything. For greens, she can only have iceberg lettuce. She like literally cannot have any other forms of greens. And I love broccoli. But so if we were to try to manage it better like that, our diet would be so limited. My sister can also only eat chicken and turkey. So, and that helps with her stomach issues. But I couldn't do that. I don't want to eat just to survive. I want to enjoy my food, even if it makes me feel sick after I'm done eating it. With Mom, it's a little bit what she's eating, how quickly she eats it, and how much she eats. She really needs to focus on more smaller meals. Hopefully later this year she'll finally get her eye surgery done. Get rid of those cataracts so she can actually see better. Because that's like our biggest thing with her now. It's funny. She's so scared of something by her eyes that she'd rather go through her neck surgery and her back surgery and her hip and knee surgeries and stuff like that over a simple in and out procedure to get rid of her cataracts. Funny people. In this case, my mom. It's like, it's an in and out procedure. You're literally back to whatever you were doing basically the same day. And we've seen people that have had it done. She's like, no, nobody's putting anything near my eye. It's like, wouldn't you like to be able to see, to be able to do your diamond paintings? Because I'm sure it's causing a lot of issues with that. I know it's causing issues with her reading her books and everything else. It's like, wouldn't it be worth it? You're in and out. And then you could see better. Don't get me wrong, stuff going towards the eye is like my most too. Eye and teeth. Like again, I watch a lot of horror movies, gore movies. Like I'm all there for stuff like that. I always have been. But eyes and teeth. Those are the ones that are to me. So like I get it. I get it, but if it means you could see better and it's an in and out procedure that's done that often, just get it done so you could have your eyes back. Versus like going in your throat, pushing your insides out of the way to get to your vertebra, and then putting screws in them and stuff after you drill out the old stuff. Like, that sounds so much worse, doesn't it? It really just depends on how we take it, I guess, like what we think about it. But it's like, from the aspect of complications and stuff like that, and likeliness of them, the eyes are just like an easy there and done. My cat really is active tonight. I mean, it's pitch black in here, and he's a black cat with a little white dot on him, so I can't tell what he's doing, but I just hear a bunch of stuff. He was by the front door at the beginning, now he's over by the cat tree in the living room, like right across from me, but I can't see a black cat in the darkness. I can see a lot of things in darker lighting than most people can, but still a black cat in the dark? No. Yeah. Mine with my mom is just more like, you're not going to be able to drive your car anymore if you don't get this done. You're not going to be able to read any of your books. You're not going to be able to do your diamond painting. Like, it's not an option really anymore. Just do it, get it done, get it over with, and move on. Like, before, it was a shake your head, like, oh, come on, mom, you're just being crazy. But now it's kind of gotten to the point where it's just like, it gets worse, and as it gets worse, the issue with fixing it becomes harder, and you're physically suffering because of it. There is definite changes. It's just time to do it and be done with it. And like, I get the anxiety and the, oh crap, I really don't want to do this, but like, at some point you just have to go through with it, right? So that's kind of where I am with mom with it. Mom, okay. Because she likes reading her books, and it's like, are you going to sacrifice that just because you're scared of the surgery? Like, that's kind of the thing you have to think about. I wouldn't want to sacrifice my ability to read stuff, to work on diamond paintings, to be able to go somewhere myself, just because I don't want to do a quick surgery that's in and out. Like, I get being terrified to go through with it and do it, but I wouldn't want to sacrifice what I have to sacrifice for it. Yeah, see, my mom's eyes, the cataracts are so bad that prescription glasses, reading glasses, whatever you want to talk about, they can't fix it anymore. She sees everything overlaid. So when you're looking at, pretend this is like a letter I, right? She sees her eye like this, like these three fingers here, like that's her eye now. So when she's seeing, hard to make a D with my hand. When you got like your C like this, she now has her C's like this. So now, is that a C or is that a B? Same with the D's. Is the D a D or is it a B? Is the O, because they overlap. She sees two or three of them overlapping on each other. So like, she has gotten to the point with her cataracts that they need to be fixed, because she's literally seeing every letter multiple times stacked on top of each other. And can you imagine trying to read this when your E is now like three E's kind of layered over each other, and then like your F turns into an E because the one is right below the other one. So now you have the one line from the top of the F as the third line from the bottom of the E or something, and you don't know which letter you're on. And this is why I don't tend to say letters and numbers while I'm doing this, because now I got to relook at what I'm working on. Well, that, and I don't want to make you guys have to relook at what you're working on, but kind of hard to talk about that without, going into more details on that. Yeah, it's definitely like I have an astigmatism, so when she says like she sees lights and stuff, it's like, okay, well, I see all of my light like you actually draw a sunlight. Like you got the circle light, and then you got these huge rays going off of it in every direction and stuff like that. That's how I see my lights, and my eyes are more sensitive to light. But she sees it having rays like that, but not as bad of rays. But then she literally sees three moons or three tail lights or headlights, or like they're literally multiple lights overlapping and having some of the extra rays. So it was very clear when we were getting her eyes tested, watching how she was reading those letters. You were able to tell, oh, it makes so much sense why you don't know what letter that is when you put it over it like that. Yeah, like, wow. I don't know how you could still be reading like that, or how you could. And mom and I and my sister, again, it's just a genetic thing. We all have horrible migraines. Again, my sister's the only one that can't really seem to deal with her migraines, and she takes meds for it and stuff like that. But mom and I are just like, ugh, horrible migraine day again. Oh well, whatever, move on. You know, unless they're one of the ones that make you like literally cry and unable to move. But I wonder how much worse her migraines are trying to see triple of everything she looks at like that. Like that has to be making your brain try to work extra hard, and like making the headaches more often, right? Like right now I'm diamond painting without my glasses, and I know that makes my eyes strain more and gives me more of a headache. I definitely get headaches from strain, and then those can bring on the migraines and stuff like that too. So I can only imagine how that actually interacts with her having headaches. So the thing I didn't know, which I found out, which was interesting, is when you get cataract surgery, they're replacing the lens, right? They're actually taking the lens out and replacing the lens. Apparently, when you're getting a lens, you can pick if you want to be nearsighted or farsighted. Like the lens actually helps with your vision, so you don't need glasses on either nearsighted or farsighted. So you could pick which one you want, so you then can wear the other glasses. Very, very weird. It's like, so we were talking about that. It's like, well, would you want to be able to read your book without having your glasses on, or would you want to be able to like see to drive and stuff like that without your glasses on? And most people apparently prefer the same way, where you use readers, so you only need glasses to read stuff close up. And I feel like that makes the most sense. But because mom's so used to having her bifocal type glasses, they said that they could still make a bifocal glasses, so she doesn't have to put reading glasses on. She'll just constantly have them on the bottom part of glasses. The top of the glasses just will have no prescription at this point. So she'd go from needing prescription for both the top part of glasses and the bottom part of glasses to technically being able to get away with reading glasses from the dollar store. But she still would want to go with her divided glasses, because she's never not worn glasses as far as I know. Like maybe when she was a kid and something, but I can't remember a time my mom didn't need glasses. So to actually go to where you don't need them would be like this really crazy change. So we have discussed all of that. We're finally getting all these details from my mom, and having some of the doctor's appointments, and getting the prices, and knowing what has to be done. And we're finally getting somewhere with her. It only took a few years, but we're finally getting somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the every 6 to 8 months going in to get a recheck type thing is just them kind of wanting more money than actually what's necessary after having the surgery done type thing. Just like sometimes your primary care doctor says we need to see you every 6 months, then other times it's like every year. Or like I think some of that is just like a well, that's what your insurance allows, so that's what we want to do, or not always necessary. I'm not saying don't go in for checkups and appointments, but going into the eye doctor every year seems to be about the normal. And after the surgery, she's supposed to go in more often for a few months, but then it's supposed to go back to what she was doing before the surgery. After the fully heal process or whatever, a few months or a year or something, she's supposed to go back to completely normal what she's doing now for appointments. So I do think some of that is some about the facility or the doctor. And sometimes it's the facility, not the doctor, even. Like with my primary care doctor, he's very clear about that with me. It's like the rule of the place I'm working is they want to see you here versus, well, I can see you here type thing. Yeah. Normally, though, once they're completely healed, they are going to be fine unless something happens that's abnormal. So, I just found a round drill in my squares. Doesn't happen too often, but yeah, I just found a round drill in my squares. Mom did just get hearing aids not long ago. I think I said that in one of the videos. And those are definitely nice. It's definitely made her notice how much trouble she was having with her hearing. Because the lady was talking about how mom didn't hear all of the words we said. Like her brain had to piece together what we were saying because she couldn't quite hear it. And how mom was talking to herself more because she couldn't hear as well, and all this other stuff. And it's like once it's pointed out to you, it's like, huh, you know? And then when you raise your voice to mom now, she's like, you don't gotta yell at me. It's like, I'm not yelling at you. Oh, right, you can hear me now. Like, she used to have more trouble hearing, so you would just like speak louder. And now she's like, you don't need to yell. It's like, oh, I wasn't yelling. I was just talking to you how I'm used to talking to you. Now you can hear better. I have to get reused to the fact that you can hear better, and I don't have to talk as loud to you. And then my dad totally needs hearing aids too. Like, he definitely has issues with his hearing, and she never realized that till she got her hearing aids. And now she's like, I can tell how much louder he's being and how he's like, yep. It's interesting, the stuff like that we don't notice until we fix it. So, ain't it fun getting older? And getting older is definitely different in people. You have people that are in their 80s, they're still doing stuff that people in their 50s can't even do. Like, it's weird how the body ages. Yeah. I think that's an old person trait. I live to be this age. I'm done with people telling me what to do. I'm now in control of it, right? Like, and you don't even really got to be that old for that. But I think the longer you go set in your ways, the more you are set in your ways. Therefore, the harder it is for anybody else to tell you what to do. Kind of that can't teach an old dog new tricks type thing. It's not that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's just that they're they know what they expect and what's expected of them. And when you try to change one of those expectations, it takes a lot longer to grasp onto it if they're willing to grasp onto it. Like, I said earlier in the video that we just finished watching the second season of Fallout. There's a pretty good little thing in there that actually kind of shows it too. So Fallout, they're locked in these shelters underground, and there's multiple shelters, and the one shelter that people got moved to from the other shelter is built as a mirrored image. So what is your left is now your right. So the person's like, they're an adult now. They grew up, they were raised in the shelter from a baby, like they only ever knew. I walk out the front door, I turn left, and then I turn left again, and there's the lunchroom, there's the bathroom, whatever. Now they're in this new shelter. It's a walk out the door, turn right again. And because they're just so used to the routine of walk out the door, turn left, they walk out the door, turn left, and it's like, wait, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. This isn't where I'm supposed to be. And it's like, it's just reverse image. Just do the opposite of what you would normally do. But saying that is so much harder than telling your brain, oh, right, we have to do the opposite. So kind of a little interesting thing that would point along to what we're talking about the stubbornness. It's not necessarily always that they want to be stubborn either. It's that your brain is so used to it that it's on autopilot. You're not thinking, oh, wait, what I normally do this, I now need to do this. Your brain's just like, here. And you're like, wait, no, brain, take a second. That's not how we do this now. And then you have to like rewire yourself to do it the other way. So some of it is stupid and it's just like, oh, come on, it's easy. Just do the opposite. But then in other ways you can see, oh, wait, it's not as simple as just do the opposite, because you can tell your brain that, but your brain has to actually register that and follow through with that. So some stubbornness is not willing to change. Some stubbornness is literally trying to get your brain to understand the change and remember the change. We are creatures of habit. And some of us definitely cannot manage a change in habit well. It's funny, I've had people point out to me that my routine is the lack of routine. So if you try to give me an actual routine, that actually is what throws me off versus the, oh, my routine is not having a routine. Yeah, I come up with weird ways to describe stuff. Sometimes I think they work, sometimes they don't work. Like, I was talking recently about how I have, again, I probably have ADHD, but I've never been diagnosed with it. I definitely am autistic. That has been diagnosed. So, one of those things that go along with that is the hyperfixation on a craft or something like that. And then you throw it aside and you don't touch it again, and you hook onto another craft or something. And I was talking about that, and I couldn't remember like the correct wordage for it. And I came up with a phrase for that I actually like quite a bit. I came up with it like surfing. I am riding a wave, be that wave diamond painting, coloring books, a specific genre of movie, or a specific food. I'm riding a wave. Once that wave comes crashing into shore, I now have to go out and catch a new wave. So I am now on a new wave, which now has different interests. So diamond painting has stayed pretty steady for me, right? But I have went from being obsessed with true crime stories, to animal training videos, to watching other people's diamond painting videos, to not as interested in watching those, to watching people play gaming videos, to not as interested in watching people play gaming videos, to playing video games myself, to not really playing video games, to coloring, to not coloring, and then going back to coloring. And I could not remember how people tend to use that because there is like a frame, a term, like something to do that. So I said it was like surfing. You go out and you catch a new wave, and every time the wave comes back into shore, you're going out for a new one. So that's me. Right now, the diamond painting, like still working on one like this, is still a way for me to just sit here and calm and relax my brain. It still works. Like I'm not sick of diamond painting. But making the videos, especially editing the videos, I can just not get my brain to focus on anymore. That wave of, ooh, I like watching other people's diamond painting videos, and I like editing my videos, and I like filming the video. Like I still like filming the videos because filming them with mom is entertaining. But then having to edit them is more of like a chore now. When it used to be just, cool, I'm making videos, yay! Like, and again, probably have some sort of ADHD, and that's how ADHD goes. You go all in on a task, and then you burn yourself out on it. So I liked that description I came up with for that, though. And sometimes you end up catching a similar wave to what you already had. But it's kind of hard to describe when sometimes it's like even for years, it's like I watch all of this person's videos or every video that's similar to this, like that's what I want to watch, or this style movie. And then next thing you know, it's like for years you don't touch it. And next thing you know, you go back to it. Like I, as a kid, for the longest time, was obsessed with horror movies. Pretty much like any horror movie, I would watch it. And then, um, past 5, 6 years, I didn't really watch almost any horror movies. I just wasn't interested in them. And when I was watching them, it's just like, eh. And then lately, I started watching some horror movies again. So it is very weird and interesting how I go through that, though. Like, the thing that I've been really big on lately has been a very specific genre of movie. I've been interested in those kind of like lifetime based off true story, kidnapping, locked away type videos. And I've watched like every one of those I could find because there's not like too many of them. Yeah, I was that way with Cross Stitch too. I didn't actually finish my first, but like I was really enjoying it, and I constantly think about I should probably pick it back up because to me, working on a cross stitch, it's something I could work on while I'm cooking the food in the oven and then just sit down because the needle's already in it. You just kind of like stick it in and you're good. You don't have to put your drills away. You don't have to like that worked so much better for while I was like waiting for food to get done or something than diamond painting does. Like diamond painting, there's sometimes I sit here and I want to work on my diamond painting, but it's like the food is in the oven, it's going to be out in like 10, 20 minutes. I don't really have time to set up the diamond painting, start putting diamonds on it, then I have to move it out of the way because I like to eat right here where I'm working on my diamond painting. So I keep thinking I should work on my cross stitch again. Like I liked it when I liked it, but then I just like never pick it up. It's sitting right next to me. I could grab it and show it to you. But it really did seem like it was more convenient to work on because like oh you do one stitch and then you can sit it down and you don't have to worry about putting your drills away, you don't have to worry about as long as you like tuck the needle in it so you don't stab yourself, you were good. But for some reason, even though it sounds more logical and like it did have its benefits for that, it doesn't do like the diamond painting does for me. Same with coloring. Like I like coloring, but it just I don't get as focused on it. I don't stick to it as long before I put it away and then do something else and then finally decide to go back to coloring again at some point. Like, I don't know why. I can't really explain why. Just like, I still say, diamond painting sounds horrible to me. It's always sounded horrible to me. Who wants to literally sit here, waste their time sticking one thing on glue, then repeatedly sticking that same thing on the glue just over and over and over? That doesn't sound entertaining. That doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound calming. Why would anybody want to waste their time literally sitting here repeatedly doing the same thing, just sticking a little piece of plastic to a piece of glue? What's the fun in that? Yet it's one of the only things that seems to calm my brain down at all that has stuck with me. Like, I've done sewing, and while I'm sewing, my brain's overthinking and worrying about stuff and working on stuff. But, like, for some reason, the monotony of this works better than anything else. But I can't explain it. I literally cannot explain it. Like, if you wanted me to explain diamond painting as the action of what you're doing, it's repeatedly sticking a stupid little plastic thing to a piece of glue. It's like, I mean, also color by numbers like type thing, but still. Yet, for some reason, it works better than anything else to relax you and to distract your brain. Why is it distracting my brain more to put this predetermined number on a predetermined number than it is to sew something where you literally have to count patterns and know where your stitches go? Like, how is this more distracting than that uses more your brain? Or coloring where you have to pick what color to put in the box. Like, how does this distract my brain better? It's something I cannot explain. Yeah, I've never been able to explain it. Like, I watched videos of people diamond painting and I enjoyed watching them and listening to them talk while they were diamond painting stuff. But when I originally watched it, I'm like, why would anybody ever waste time doing this? Like, it did not interest me at all. I wasn't interested in buying one. I wasn't interested in trying one. And then I don't know why I decided to buy one and try one. Something just, I decided to, you know? And, well, here we are. So it's like, yeah, everybody should try it. Everybody should see if it works for them because it's the only thing that seems to work for me, and it's as stupid as it might sound if I like describe it in the way that my brain wants to describe it. It's good. It's nice. Some of it with me, I don't know. Like I said, I like to. Some of it to me is the texture. I'm running my hand over it like this as I'm working on it. If you notice, I like to push in any drills I feel that are slightly like pushed up or something. Like, part of it is a sensory thing with me. I do use it sensory wise. Um, but I don't know. It's just, you would think it wouldn't distract your brain because it doesn't require a lot of brain. But I guess that is the part of it that distracts your brain better, is the fact that your brain doesn't have to try to focus on it. Because when my brain focuses on something, it's focusing on a lot of things normally. So, like, maybe the fact that your brain can calm down and doesn't really have to focus, but it still gives you something. It's that not needing a lot of attention while still taking some attention. That is why it works better than something that takes more attention or more thought. I don't know. I have thought about it. I have tried to kind of figure it out, but I can never get a definite why this works when something that stimulates more doesn't. And something that stimulates less, you're just sitting there in your own thoughts. I don't know. Something about it just has just the right amount of stimulation for your brain to not overly worry about everything else or worry about what you're doing. And I've been doing this for a while now. It says I've been doing so for 119 minutes. And our topics have went all over the place. I probably should tell you all to have a nice night or day or morning or whatever time zone you're in, and probably should stop and get myself some food and some tea. My throat is definitely feeling scratchy now. Been talking for a while. By the way, randomly out of randomness, still probably my favorite boat I'm using. It's this weird square because it's like bigger, but not too big. Probably my favorite boat right now. I have gotten so many boats. I don't tend to show you guys all the boats I have, but I am obsessed with trying different boats out. And I'll like one for a while and I'll switch to another one. But so far, this guy has like the most decent amount of space while still being okay for my hand. Although I got this little guy, but I think he's too little for me and doesn't have a tall enough edge. However, Mom apparently doesn't like tall edges because she can't see the drills inside as well because the ledge blocks the light out from it more. So, oh, maybe she'd be interested in trying that one. So, anyway, with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Definitely had some interesting conversations with you guys. It was definitely better than me sitting here by myself. Because, like I said, I couldn't focus on a movie or a TV show or a YouTube video. I just was in my brain sitting here, just nope. So, definitely was nice for me. Thank you to everybody that hung out and talked to me. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this, and I might be doing more of these random lives just because, again, it gives me something to do, talk to you guys, and I don't have to worry about having to sit down and edit it after the fact. So, you might be getting more of these random lives to keep you guys kind of updated and show you what I'm doing without me having to do as much. Hopefully, you guys have a nice day, night, or morning, and I will have more for you. Sorry to whoever apparently just popped in as I'm ending this. I just saw the viewer count go up. But thank you guys for hanging out.